When you're ready to ride Metro, we want you to know we're ready for you. Here are just a few of the people at Metro to tell you how we're doing our part to keep riders safe.
We're cleaning like never before with hospital-grade cleaning.
You'll find hand sanitizer stations all over the Metro.
No mask, no Metro. Need one? We have a few extras.
At Metro, we're doing our part to keep the D.C. area moving. Find out more at WMATA.com/doingourpart.
Episode 1833 of the #1 podcast and Apple Podcast for Job Search. You are listening to No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to Monday. Gorgeous day where I am. Absolutely beautiful. Weekend, delightful. Yep. Still in quarantine, and we're doing that. My wife is having surgery at the end of June, and we're just going to play it safe. And today's show is one of those tough interview questions. How did you sell an idea to your management team, and what happened? Hope you find this helpful and give it a great review wherever you listen to this show. And there's so many of you out of work right now. I do hope you share this with others. Just share it on LinkedIn. It does help other people. It will help other people. And it benefits you because people start thinking of you as being helpful and an expert, and you come to top of mind. And with that, let's get going. Another one of those tough interview questions that shows up. How did you sell an idea to your management team? And of course, they want you to go into detail about it. What happened? So most people are trained with the STAR acronym, and this is an example of why it doesn't work as well as the SOAR acronym. Situation, task. I'm not a big fan of tasks for senior level professionals. I want you to think of the objective, the bigger picture, which is the O in the acronym of SOAR. The action that you proposed and the result that you got. Now, obviously, you want to, depending upon your level, you want to be thinking in terms of enrolling others in this process. So the missing ingredient for many people in the stories that they tell is how they looked at the strategy of the firm. And thus, in looking at the strategy and looking at the business, displayed financial acumen and knowledge that could pull this off. Because it's not just simply about performing better or doing a process 3% better. They want to hear big stuff, especially if you're a C-suite executive. So how did you engage the senior leadership in the organization in this? By looking at the strategies that the firm employed. Working on creating alliances. Now, if there was a senior leader that you interacted with in this process, you want to make sure that you didn't go around them in the story, because that sends a message to the people that you're interviewing with that you'll go around them. Not exactly an ideal thing to do. But you want to be talking about the situation, objective, action, result, looking at the strategy of the firm, the overall business that they were in and how you would improve it, and thus demonstrate the financial acumen, the amount of revenue that you drew in as a result of this improvement or as a result of this new business that you proposed, and how you enrolled others in this. So, for example, if you got an okay to develop a prototype as an initial step, and it's okay to talk about failures. Now, failure is a tough word for a lot of folks to hear. What I discovered was I missed in a couple of areas, and thus I bring that experience into a new situation. I took other people's input, learned from it, and now I know that there's always this ingredient that I have to look for. A lot of things that you can explore as part of this, but ultimately what you're trying to do is tell a story about a big win. That's obviously what they prefer to hear, a big win where you brought in a lot of money. You work through others, enrolling support, enrolling your boss in this, and then working through to identify a strategy to improve the business and generate revenue. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few more ways to get information and advice from me. First of all, there's my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. I have more than 8,000 blog posts there that you can watch, listen to, or read that will help you find your next job. In addition, if you're interested in my coaching you, at the site there's a button there that says schedule. Schedule time for a free discovery call, schedule yourself in for coaching, interview preparation coaching, salary negotiation advice, coaching related to hiring more effectively, managing and leading, helping you to be a better executive in your organization, and overall being a better employee of your firm. If you have questions for me, you can ask them at Wizio.com/thebiggamehunter. That's WISIO.com/thebiggamehunter. The price at Wizio is less than 1/3 of what I'm charging at my website. And I'm doing this because I want to benefit my subscribers here and on YouTube, and only you're going to know about it. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Mention that you watched or listened to my content. I like knowing I'm helping folks. Once we're connected, it's nice to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you from time to time about how I'm helping. You can also watch me on TV. Did you know that? If you have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, download the JobSearch TV app for Apple TV, Roku, Sony, Samsung, like 90 different TV platforms. You can watch me on either Zingo TV or BingeNetworks.tv. On YouTube, subscribe at JobSearch.TV.com and have access to thousands of videos I've created. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Be great!
Total Wine & More is a wonderland to explore. Thousands of wines and spirits, unexpected pairings, and great gifts. Low prices and helpful guides make the holidays magical at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
The Medicare annual election period deadline is coming soon. I'm Meredith Vieira, here with examples of people who found the key to the right coverage at myhealthpolicy.com. Meet Larry. He likes doing things online.
I took my time and found the best Medicare Advantage plan for me at myhealthpolicy.com.
Next is Mary. When she wanted answers, she picked up the phone.
I wanted a local perspective on plan, so I called myhealthpolicy.com.
And finally, Michael.
I prefer face-to-face, so I chose myhealthpolicy.com and enrolled on the spot.
Go to myhealthpolicy.com to learn about top-rated Medicare Advantage plans in your area, including $0 premium plans. Or call 1-800-GO-START. That's 1-800-GO-START. myhealthpolicy.com. Meredith Vieira is a paid endorser. KF Agency operates myhealthpolicy.com, not connected with or endorsed by the U.S. government or the federal Medicare program. A licensed insurance agent may call.